How to create a vocal chorus effect in your DAW. Chorus effects in music production have swayed back and forth in popularity since their iconic usage by guitarists in the 80s and 90s. While intensive use of such effects can be rather hit or miss, it is the subtle application of chorus effects that allows them to be applied more broadly to diverse instruments, such as vocals. Vocal chorus effects can often be the spark that makes vocal melodies and harmonies come to life. They can add a sense of depth, width, and fullness that few other effects can manage. We'll go over some methods to generate a vocal chorus via plugins as well as some more organic techniques. Using plugins to generate a chorus effect. Chorus plugin. Generally, chorus plugins include the following parameters. Rate, determines the modulation speed of the LFO. Delay, determines the time taken for the effect signal to come in after the original, dry, signal. Amount, determines the intensity of the modulation. Feedback, determines how much of the effect signal is fed back into the plugin to be processed once more. Dry/wet sliders, controls the balance between the dry, unprocessed, and wet, processed, signal. A mix slider serves the same function. Width, determines the stereo width of the chorus signal. To generate a vocal chorus effect with this kind of plugin, towards several applications. Set a low rate and amount of modulation to avoid the warbling and sweeping sounds higher values produce. Set a delay time around 15 to 60 milliseconds, and play it by ear until you feel like an additional voice is backing up your original signal. Then, use the width knot to emphasize the separation and difference between your original and effect signal. Avoid intensive use of the feedback dial if you don't want a metallic sound cropping up. Conversely, experiment with more intensive use of these parameters if you want a more unique, distorted sound in your additional vocal chorus parts. Delay plugin. Similar to the chorus plugin, you can use delay effects to create one or multiple delay lines of your original vocal part. The key is to set a delay time anywhere around 15 to 80 ms, depending on the rhythm and style of your project. Remember to then use EQ filters, panning, and other effects, if you so desire, to further distinguish the delay line from the original signal. Multitap delay plugins are particularly useful for generating chorus effects. These let you control multiple taps, delay lines, which effectively serve as multiple extra vocal lines. Vocal doubling. An honorable mention goes to vocal doubling, which consists of having two near-identical takes for a given vocal line. This method can, of course, work in tandem with a chorus and delay plugins. Vocal doubling is similarly used to add some more depth and solidity to a vocal line. Use chorus or delay plugins on this additional vocal take, and you have two organic audio sources to generate more, seemingly distinct vocal parts. How to create your own choir. The best way to generate a chorus effect is to build up and record your own chorus or choir. The requirements are time, patience, and a willingness to sing the same vocal line again and again. The benefits of this method include that each of your recorded vocal lines will invariably be unique. Even so, much like the chorus and delay plugins, you will need to focus on three aspects during editing: timing, pitch, stereo positioning. You generally won't want your chorus vocal parts to come in early, but there's some small leeway, think 15 to 70 ms, on how late they can come in relative to the original. Similarly, you don't want your chorus lines to be out of tune, but some small variance in sense, as naturally occurs, leads to a more organic sound. Most DAWs come with stock pitch correctors, like Flex Pitch and Logic Pro. Lastly, you'll want to pan out your chorus vocal parts to add a sense of width and depth as well as enhance the organic feel of multiple voices singing together. Precision can be your friend with regard to timing and pitch, but be careful not to invert it, or you'll end up with phase interference issues and unnatural sounds. Adding effects and contrast to your vocal chorus lines. Once you've set up your vocal chorus parts, whether by effect or organic means, it's time to vitalize and refine their sound. Your choice of effects to go with your chorus parts will depend on your musical style. Generally, you'll want to EQ your vocals, use compression plugins, and give them a sense of space with reverb. Add in some character and edge with different types of distortion, and consider using delay at the ends of phrases. Try using a large hole reverb on your chorus line that sings an octave higher. You can even go for more experimental reverbs with long decay times. Try out and learn Valhalla Supermassive for a great free way to do so. Remember to EQ any reverbs you place on your main or additional chorus lines to avoid an accumulation of low or high frequencies. Finally, consider using pitch and formant shifting plugins to add in harmonies if you haven't recorded them already, such as 3RDS, 5THS, and octaves, as well as unique harmonics. Keep experimenting so that you can produce natural vocal chorus sounds and edgy distorted ones as per your needs. Create a choir of one. Vocal chorus effects can convert a bland vocal part into a memorable, rich, and full sound. Use chorus and delay plugins to generate more artificial vocal lines from your original take. Alternatively, record multiple takes of the same vocal part for a more organic sound. Then, refine and distinguish your extra vocal parts with the use of panning, EQs, and other effects. Do so, and you'll gain the joy and benefits of working with your own personal choir.